Over the past 11 years, 3015 has become one big family. This family is growing just like any game of life, but instead of having kids and starting a career, we're expanding our program and starting new teams. We'd like to invite you to play along with us as our team travels through a modified game we call FIRST.
Let's start by loading up. Who's coming along for a ride? Let's hope it's one big car because 3015 makes up 10% of our high school student population. With 102 members, we now have over 50% females and include students from the University Preparatory School. During the build season, our students logged 9,618 hours.
Our team wouldn't be complete without our mentors who serve as role models, teachers, and sometimes act like our parents. My dad is one of the 32 mentors on 3015 that donate their time, provide assistance, and create an inclusive learning environment. His guidance, support, and knowledge has helped me become a role model to younger students. I know he'll be on the team long after I graduate, and I hope to join him one day. Time to spin the dial.
Looks like we landed on a payday. In the game of life, this is just money. But on FIRST, it is so much more. Paydays come in forms of support from our sponsors, district, and government. Our sponsors don't just pay for our car, they join us for the ride. Whether they are visiting us during our build sessions or we are touring their facilities, we are thankful for their support. Every Saturday morning we Skype with Dale Tucker from Collins Aerospace in Vermont. We give him sub-team updates and he gives us helpful feedback. He's taught me a lot about the engineering processes and what it takes to run a business. One of my favorite events that 3015 organizes is our sponsor breakfast that we host before our Finger Lakes Regional. This gives us a chance to recap our build season and thank them for all they do.
Our close relationship with our local and state government has been another source of support for 3015. The New York State Senate recognized us for our accomplishments over the past 10 years. We are honored to have such a close relationship with Monroe County Executive Cheryl Zanolfo. Her support is invaluable, and this year she asked us to lead the Pledge of Allegiance at her State of the County address. She, along with Monroe County legislator Mike Sale, always make an appearance at our kickoff, where they inspire attendees with speeches and tour our facility to see how our program has grown. Mike Sale, inspired by 3015's initiatives, has enrolled his kids in one of our junior FLL teams and wears his 3015 apparel with pride. You can often find us at Board of Education meetings, where our team shares its progress, inspiring the district to find new ways to support our efforts. This year, the board joined with 2 local districts to rent out a space that we call the Warehouse, Western New York Air Robotics Experience. We led the creation of this one-of-a-kind facility, allowing 3 FRC teams to collaborate and practice for the upcoming season. Time to spin the dial.
Looks like we landed on a stop. Before we can go any further, we need to do some training. Before kickoff, we held Ranger Reboot sessions, where 100% of our members completed a new online course specific to 3015's initiatives. First Year Fridays were created to inform rookie members about the responsibilities of each sub-team and how they can play a role in the upcoming season. Veteran members like us were given a little brother or sister to look out for, so they can start the build season a part of the family. To involve more kids, 3015 runs yearly summer camps. This summer we'll be expanding those camps to teaching robotics at the Harley School's Horizon program for low-income Rochester students.
Every team player knows communication is key to winning any game. Through total team meetings and messages on Slack, our team is always connected. We post updates on upcoming events, messages to our sponsors, and team photos on student-created blogs, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also find us in the local news. Friday Morning Lights and Good Day Rochester regularly highlight our program, documenting our enthusiasm, work ethic, and accomplishments. Time to spin the dial.
Looks like we earned it first, however, teaching STEM lessons. One of the staples of our team's culture is the abundance and variety of lessons, like how this year we created and ran our first team day. 82 of our robotics students taught 1,330 students in all 4 of our elementary schools in a single day. For me, it's the little things, like the tug on your sleeve and a kid looking up at you saying it's the best day and asking you to come back tomorrow.
For me, it's GEMS, Girls Empowered in Math and Science, and how it's grown from a classroom of 12 girls to a cafeteria of over 50. Seeing each girl take on the lesson with a unique solution gets me excited to come back again.
For me, it's having the opportunity to create STEM lessons for special education students. The unique style of learning makes lessons so much more impactful than traditional classrooms.
Our team has key organizations we focus our outreach on: James from Drake, the American Cancer Society, and the University of Rochester Medical Center. James from Drake is an organization dedicated to helping families cope with the loss of a child or sibling. We volunteer at all of their events, helping them raise $10,000 annually. After the Relay for Life was relocated, we decided to create our own, Chalk the Walks and Light of the Village. We chalk inspirational messages on sidewalks and lead a luminary walk of remembrance, donating $1,000 this year. After visiting the pediatric unit with a robot and making blankets for chemotherapy patients, we came up with a really cool idea. Create STEM kits with all the materials inside and give them to the patients so they can do the STEM kits by themselves. Time to spin the dial.
The more we play, the more we want others to join. It's time to add 25 new players to this game. Our mission to spread FIRST has led us to start 19 of our own teams, 10 junior FLL, 8 FLL, 1 FTC, and 1 FRC team, totaling over 250 students from kindergarten through 12th grade. This year, we're ready to jump into orbit as students and mentors volunteered to host our first FLL qualifier. We mentored and assisted Team 7299 from Mexico and 5 teams from New York. Over the past 4 years, we've hosted both FRC and FTC kickoffs, where over 800 people from the robotics community came to learn the game. At these events, teams invited to workshops, chairman's chat, and invited to stay into our facilities. Our annual Robopalooza has everything from a full-size practice field to food trucks, making an event to look forward to. Kids enjoy interactive stations, like using a CNC machine to make a sign to take home. Time to spin the dial.
Looks like we reached the end of our board.
How do we do?
You may have noticed with each move we've been collecting FIRST tiles. These tiles show us the values we gained through playing the game of FIRST. To continue creating our global impact, a team we started and mentored the past 2 years from Monterrey, Mexico, came to compete with us at our Figure Lakes Regional. Through weekly Skype sessions, we've created face-to-face connections while helping each other with robot progress. That week, we had a Tuesday welcome dinner, Wednesday in school, and our Thursday bowling party.
Our love for robotics is contagious. Now more than ever, kids are signing up to join one of our 20 robotics programs and are anxiously awaiting the next STEM lesson. This has led to a massive culture change here in Spencerport. As a robotics team, we are highlighted alongside sports teams at school events and asked to perform at sports halftime shows. You can't go anywhere in Spencerport without seeing the Ranger Robotics logo.
We earn another value for helping students further their education. 98% of our students advance to college, with 90% continuing into STEM fields. These students often earn FIRST scholarships, bringing our total amount earned up to $1,320,000.
Let's not forget about the life skills we gained through playing the game of FIRST. Being part of 3015 has taught us the importance of time management, teamwork, and persistence. I joined robotics because I thought I was going to engineering. After being part of the chairman's team, I realized I enjoyed the public speaking and marketing side of business as well. I now plan on going to college for business with engineering.
By teaching STEM lessons, starting 19 other teams, and hosting events like Robopalooza, we are able to earn our last value, inspiring the next generation. I remember before Jem's lesson asking Girl what she wanted to be when she grew up. She said she wanted to be a ballerina, but after being inspired by the lesson, she turned and yelled, "I want to be an engineer." To me, that's what robotics is about, inspiring kids like that little girl to dream big and realize there's nothing they can't do.
The values we gained today are few and many that we collected over our team's history.
Although kids like Leah, Justin, and I leave the car and start our own journeys, we'll never forget the experience, knowledge, and friendships formed as being part of 3015. As our lead mentor says during build sessions, you don't have to go home,
But you can't stay here.